Hey guys, I'm Anna Davidson, and my persuasive speech is on abortion and just the rising issue that this is in our world today and stuff. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, and I'm sure you've heard about this as well, that this is just a really huge issue in our world that I'm passionate about, and I just would like to see like a decrease in the amount of abortions that happen yearly. I have a few friends that are close to me that have had abortions, and I've seen the weight and stress and things that occur to them after the fact, and just the things that they have to go through, and it's just a huge struggle. And I would like to help anyone or have you gain knowledge how to help somebody or in any event that could occur. So I don't know if you know, but they're much more common than you would think. In the US, a year there's about 1 million abortions per year, just in the US alone. And it's just a really difficult thing, and it's hard because I think that I've heard, my friends have said that you don't really understand what you're doing when you make that decision. You just think that I have this crisis pregnancy and I need to get out of it for some reason that they have. So they just think abortion, that's like their only option. When in actuality, it's not their only option. There's adoption, there's just other ways. And so a lot of it too is that they don't want to endure like ridicule from people and in their family or anything. They just want to like be done with it, and it comes down to selfishness as well. So it's just really hard, and I've seen it be really difficult on people. In California in 2011, it peaked the biggest abortion rate in the States. It was around 181,000 abortions in the state alone. So that's kind of crazy. California is known to be more liberal than most states as well, but it's just like really sad because all those, God values human life, and this is an issue because humans aren't valuing human life. They're just saying that it's their own body and they have the choice whether or not basically to take somebody else's life. So another factor is psychological effects, and so I'm a psych major at Liberty, so I'm really interested in this and like just the different effects. So how like incredibly unfortunate it has been to see my friends go through this traumatic experience. It's also been informative for me. I would not wish it on anybody, and I wish that I could take that back for them, but it's also been informative because I've been able to see and like try and do my best to help them process like the things that I can with my limited experience and knowledge and stuff. But I've tried to know, like, let them know that all they have to do is ask for forgiveness, and God still loves them no matter what they've done. But there are significant psychological effects, and of a survey that was taken in a study that I researched, 49% of the women said that like they experienced drug abuse after they had an abortion. So there's that, and then there's other things like alcohol abuse, and there's a lot of things that people turn to deal with the grief that they feel or like the shame that they feel, instead of like turning to God. And then even so, like they've noticed, researchers have studied that psychological effects are more, or psychological side effects are more prominent in post-abortion women that are post-abortion than physical side effects. So like the things that are done to them to actually have the abortion, those are even more minimal than actually the psychological things that happen to a woman after she's done this. Because in actuality, like, you're just thinking, from what I've heard from people that I know, you're just thinking like, this is gonna rid me of my problems, and then you have it and everything else kind of floods in, and you realize like the thing that you've done, and you're like, oh my goodness, what have I done? So those side effects, there's depression, anxiety, there's shame, there's guilt. So it's an issue. It is a really traumatic thing. And I just want to encourage you to like get involved in some way or shape or form, because it's a really hard thing, and like more people than you would even think. A majority of people try and keep it a secret. So you never know who's going through what, or who's going through a difficult time in their life, in a way that you can just be like the hands and feet of Christ in that situation, and just like shed some light onto their situation and try to help them work through this and let them know that God loves them and forgives them, and also that, you know, it is a sin and it can't be taken lightly, but speaking the truth in love essentially is what I'm saying. So thank you so much for listening.